we announce the name of the ECHL's most valuable player. We'll take a look at all of the first-round Kelly Cup playoff matchups, and we revisit the story of a special Wheeling fan and add one more chapter. That's all right now on ECHL Week. Hi, and welcome to ECHL Week. For the first time, a major awards announcement is being made on this program. It's time to reveal the voting results for the 2013-14 ECHL's Most Valuable Player. Finishing number 5 in the voting was Bakersfield goaltender Laurent Brossoit. The 21-year-old started the season and played a few games in Alaska before seeing the bulk of his playing time with the Condors. He tied the league record by recording 8 shutouts in his rookie season. Number 4 in the voting was another goaltender, Jeff Tikaitis of South Carolina. The 30-year-old vet was number 5 in the league in goals against average, 3rd in victories and save percentage. He also chipped in with 3 shutouts. Finishing 3rd in the voting was Fort Wayne forward Brandon Marino. He led the league in scoring and assists in his 2nd season with Fort Wayne and helped the Comets to their first ECHL playoff berth. The MVP runner-up is Alaska right wing Peter Sivak. The Czech Republic native is completing his 2nd ECHL season after leading San Francisco in scoring a year ago. He was 2nd in the league in scoring, goals, and assists, and was number 1 with a mind-boggling plus 49 plus-minus rating, tied for 3rd best in league history. This year's MVP is Mickey Lang of Orlando. In his first ECHL season and 3rd as a pro, he had 26 points in 24 games in Fort Wayne prior to his trade to the Solar Bears. The move south suited him well as he amassed 50 points in 36 games with the Bears. He racked up an eye-popping 44 goals. The next closest came in at 31. And the 27-year-old from Reno, Nevada, finished number 3 in the scoring race while appearing in fewer games than any of the other scoring leaders. Voters for the MVP award included coaches, public relations directors, and media members from every league city. We'll provide details about other league award winners later in today's show. The regular season is now a thing of the past. It took until the final Friday night of the season for all the playoff teams to be determined, and it wasn't until the last game was complete that all first-round matchups were set. Let's take a look at the opening round pairings for the 2014 Kelly Cup playoffs. For the 4th straight season and the 5th time overall, Alaska earned the Brabham Cup, awarded to the regular season ECHL champ. As a result, the Aces will kick off the playoffs against 8th-seeded Las Vegas, the 5th time these teams have met in the postseason. In 13 games during the regular season, the Aces were 11-2. One of those wins came in a shootout. Their last playoff meeting was in the 2012 Western Finals when the Wranglers prevailed in 5 games. 2nd-seeded Ontario faces Stockton in round 1. The Reign just missed in their attempt to catch Alaska at the top of the Western standings, but finishing with the league's 2nd-best record can't be taken lightly. The Thunder represented the West in the Kelly Cup Finals a year ago. They had a mediocre regular season, but they've received a number of New York Islanders prospects in the last couple weeks. The teams met once before in the postseason when Stockton earned a 7-game win in 2009. Ontario won 10 of the 16 between the two this year. Utah is the 3rd seed in the West, and the Grizzlies' first-round opponent is Bakersfield. It'll be the first time they've met in postseason play. The teams had similar seasons. After disappointing starts, they both have fared quite well since the first of the year. Also, the Condors enter the playoffs having won 6 of their last 7. The goaltending for these two teams is as good as any in the conference. The Grizzlies won 4 of the 6 regular season games. Rounding out the Western bracket is the 4-5 matchup between Idaho and Colorado, the 2nd straight year these teams have opened against one another. The Steelheads won in 6 games last year. 3 of those went to overtime. Special teams might make a difference in this series. Of all 16 playoff teams, the Steelheads had the best power play during the regular season. The Eagles were 2nd worst in penalty killing. Idaho won 7 of the 9 games this season. In the East, back-to-back regular season conference champ Reading will take on Fort Wayne in round 1. It's the Comets' first experience as a playoff team in the ECHL, and to celebrate, they have last year's champions to deal with. Reading has a solid, well-balanced club, which should prove to be quite a challenge for Fort Wayne, but the Comets do have the league's leading scorer, Brandon Marino. Second-seeded Kalamazoo faces number 7 Greenville in another first-round matchup. The North Division champion Wings won both matches with Greenville this season, back in December. The Road Warriors are the only Eastern team on a multiple-game losing streak entering the playoffs and will likely rely on 6'8" New York Ranger prospect Jason Mission to handle the goaltending chores. South Division champ South Carolina will have to deal with 6th-seeded Wheeling in round 1. It's an ECHL record 20th postseason appearance for the Stingrays, who blanked the Nailers in the Olean meeting during the regular season. Both teams had 36 non-shootout wins. The only other time these clubs faced each other in the postseason was in 2011. Wheeling won. The Eastern 4-5 showdown should be interesting. Orlando and Cincinnati went down to the final day of the season to decide who would earn the home ice advantage. The Solar Bears get the nod and will play their first ever ECHL playoff games at home. The teams split a pair of games during the regular season. Both teams have had to deal with various goaltending issues late in the regular season. We mentioned earlier that the final playoff spot came down to the season's last weekend. Let's watch the drama unfold as Fort Wayne goes for that spot against Evansville. Bob Chase and Robbie Irons handle the call for us on Whoa Whoa.
Clark can't get it loose. Up they come at the point. Now here's a right side score.
Nice goal.
Bing bang.
They
the goal
around
goes
really
to
good.
Bolio.
Yeah, the appointment faked the shot. He fired to the man at the side of the net.
Daysky looking, working in. Feeding back to Lavelle. Lavelle tries for the shot, and they try to dump it out. It hit Pepin, and right back it comes on the half wall. They're out front again. Score!
18 comes around. He looked at
Galardi.
Yeah, he looked off twice to the winger and to the defenseman.
And behind the net it is, oh my, trying to get at that. Embach had it. He got picked off. Here they come behind the net. Comets again, drive,
the
shot,
net. Scramble, there we
score.
are. Score, there we are.
Embach gets the goal.
Hard work by Clark and Embach. They both got in, circled the net.
Comes for the draw. Jumping the gun was Nate Moon there for a minute. Now back in the corner. Comets go in. Here's Marino, and it's a draw. Score!
There's Fleming.
Fleming gets inside the Evansville zone. Down the corner, Dale with a good forecheck. Carter in to dig it out. They're mucking it up in the corner. Carter's trying to get a spot for it. Here they come out top. Lookout from the point. What do we got going? Drive off the side of the score!
There we are. Comet. Who got it?
It was Willett, I believe, who got it.
It could have been right winger.
Off the side of the net. And now Willett behind the net trying to find it. Right up the middle, and it's taken away. Pepin got it back. On the net. Score! Willett got it.
Yeah. Well, Willett dug the puck out. He circled. He threw it back to the point to Pepin. And when he circled, he came right to the front of the net.
Here we come back up the wall. They've got it on the corner.
They're going to win it.
Comets
they
win.
win it.
Comets win. Yes, indeed. We are now in the playoffs.
One team gets a new owner, plus we list more award winners. That's next on ECHL Week.
Where have hundreds of NHL players gotten their professional starts? The ECHL. And where do you find out about the ECHL? ECHL Week. On television or online, ECHL Week is the only show that brings you everything that's happening league-wide. Every week, watch ECHL Week. If you were any closer to the action, you'd be in the lineup.
I make learning a privilege, not a chore. And unconventional methods, common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Are you paying too much with your current payroll company? Are you concerned about how Obamacare could affect your business? If you're interested in a better, more cost-effective solution, Einstein HR is the answer. No more stressing out about Obamacare and the new regulations. No more worrying about being in compliance. No more overpriced payroll services. Let Einstein HR get you back to the business of doing business instead of spending needless hours and frustration taking care of details that add nothing to your bottom line. We provide a first-class payroll and HR services with superior customer service. Call Einstein HR today.
Owners and award winners are the topics of this week's edition of Around the League. Jack Galati and his Fidelity Investment Corporation have taken over ownership of the defending Kelly Cup champion Reading Royals from previous owners Berks County Convention Center Authority and SMG. The move was unanimously approved by the ECHL Board of Governors. Galati, a longtime community leader, has owned and operated a number of businesses in the Reading area. Part of the deal is that the Royals will remain in Reading for the foreseeable future and continue to play their home games at Santander Arena.
What I would measure our success by is how do we increase our customer support, customer base, ticket holders. It doesn't matter if it's this hockey team or some other hockey team. All of our objective is the same. We want the league to succeed. We want to learn from each other. And quite frankly, I'm just a rookie, so I got a lot to learn. Indeed, I'm happy. In fact, that's my pleasure to say, everybody, are you happy? And I am.
Utah Grizzlies owner David Elmore will be inducted into baseball's Pacific Coast League Hall of Fame, acknowledging his accomplishments in professional sports and with the Colorado Springs Sky Sox, which Elmore also owns. In addition to operating the firm which has managed the Grizzlies' home, Maverick Center, since it opened, Elmore also owns 5 other minor league baseball teams. The ECHL has announced the winners of numerous other end-of-the-season awards. Alaska's Peter Sivak is recognized as Plus Performer of the Year as a result of his Plus 49 rating. He was also voted to receive the ECHL's Sportsmanship Award. Cincinnati's Dan Eves earns the league's Community Service Award. Eves serves as the program administrator and head of the fundraising committee for the nonprofit Hockey Players for Kids organization. Fort Wayne's Brandon Marino is the leading scorer in the league. The right wing's longest streak without a point this season was 2 games. William Rapuzzi of Idaho gets the John Daly Award as Rookie of the Year. The Anchorage native led all first-year players in assists and was tied for second in points. The Defenseman of the Year is Matt Register of Ontario. In addition to being tied for the second highest scoring defender in the league and being tied for second in goals by a D-man, the Calgary native was the 3rd highest scorer on the Reign and turned in an impressive plus 21 rating. Spencer Carberry of South Carolina wins the John Brophy Award as Coach of the Year. His teams have improved in wins and points in each of his 3 seasons. And only 3 other times in the 21-year history of the team have the Stingrays recorded more points than the 92 they earned this season. Finally, the goaltender of the year is Jeff Jakaitis of South Carolina. The All-ECHL first-team member, who has 11 American Hockey League games on his resume, is the first repeat winner of the award. He also won it as a member of the Gwinnett Gladiators in 2011. The Rochester, Minnesota native is the 2nd straight Stingrays goalie to earn this award, following Ryan Zapolsky last season. Alaska's 4th straight Brabham Cup is a very impressive achievement. Today's Western featured game takes a look at how the Aces clinched their regular season championship hardware. Mike Benton does the honors on KFQD.
Left side, Sivak off the relay from Trupp, left wing. Eagle zone, Sivak now to the front, and he scores! The Aces' leading scorer has hit the 30-goal plateau. On a lead toss, Belzile left wing. Rink wide Morrison brings it into the Eagles zone. The drop feed, Finley to the back. Ramage one-timer, he scores! John Ramage with 2 minutes and 54 seconds left in the first period. It is his first goal in an Aces uniform. Eagle crowd trying to get loud here as Hudson will Flip back in, easy takeaway, and Drew McKenzie pounds it left glass. Elson's there, short-handed break, he's on net, he shoots, he scores! Turner Elson, one fist toward the sky in a celebratory pump. It is a short-handed goal. Sevac sent one to the right point. To Ramage, left side McKenzie. Back to Ramage, center point. Sevac, top of the right circle. Mazzolini, the feet in front for Sevac. Deflection, they score! That one actually skipped off of Evan Trupp as well, and the Aces get that long-awaited power play marker. Turner Elson is there. Giving off now for the D as Martin finds it right side. Richards long rink-wide toss, finds Mosienko into the zone, drop for Connolly, across to Elson, pulls up his shot, save, Connolly, rebound, score! Brendan Connolly from a sharp angle beats Dustin Butler in a half-open net with 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second period, and it is 5-0 Aces. With 20 seconds left, Ostro walks out, centering bid, rolls on through Hudson. Evan Trupp jumping in, chips it back down. You got 10 seconds left. The Alaska Aces are going to have home ice advantage throughout the entire Kelly Cup playoffs once more, and finishing at the top of the mountain for the entire league. Shot back in by Smeltzer, and that will do it. The game is over. How sweet it is. For the fourth consecutive year, the Alaska Aces seize the Bratton Cup.
We look at another chapter in a story we started last season. ECHL Week continues.
Stars shine in Orlando in January of 2015 when the Solar Bears take on the ECHL All-Stars at the Amway Center, presented by Visit Orlando. Visit OrlandoSolarBearsHockey.com for more information.
And I say, hey, it's just an ordinary day, and it's all your state of mind. 'Cause I've got a smile on my face, and I've got four walls around me.
Hi, this is Adam Huxley of the Las Vegas Wranglers, and you're watching ECHL Week.
You might recall that last season we did a story about a young, devoted fan of the Wheeling Nailers who was befriended by team members and adopted as a mascot of sorts. But before the season ended, that young man, Randy Stevens, died as a result of his third bout with cancer. ECHL Week had a chance earlier this season to visit Wheeling to speak with the fine young woman whom he married just before he died, and to write another chapter of this moving story, which is about hockey, but also about life.
I visited his grave today, and I saw that beautiful marker there. Whose idea was that?
It was his mom's. It was all his mom's idea. They got a postcard in the mail that had that marker on it, and they just knew. They just thought it was a sign from him that that's what he wanted, that golf ball. So, and then it just piece by piece all came together, every little piece of it.
When I was there today, there was a Nailers book on it too. Was that been there for a while?
No, that was just recently put there. They just got those in the store recently, so I think that's recent. But he's got the Nailers emblem on the back of it, on the back of the headstone. So
I know the Nailers are really important to Randy, obviously. What did you share with him in terms of the Nailers and ice hockey?
The Nailers was something that we could every Friday night or Saturday night get together and go to and enjoy, because we both liked hockey, and it was a big part of our relationship, especially the Nailers with the guys and the team. And so that was all we ever did was hockey.
Where did you first start your love of hockey?
With him.
Okay.
Yeah, with him. I always went to the games when I was little with my family, but when we started dating, that's where it all started, was coming to the games every Friday night and then getting season tickets, and it just went from there.
I assume that you've been to hockey at other arenas.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that makes Wheeling special, other than the fact that you came here when you were younger?
Wheeling just makes it special because it's a hometown and it's a big community and a family, and you just feel welcomed here. So
I get that feeling too, being around here, that it's a real sense of community. A lot of people know each other. And is that part of the appeal?
Yeah, definitely. I know I'll always be a season ticket holder as long as the Nailers are around, and it'll always hold a special place in my heart. It'll always be me and Randy's thing. So
when you think back to some times that you and Randy shared when you were here, is there one or two things that really come to mind that you smile and think about? Or are there a million?
Yeah, there's a lot. 2 seasons ago, the Nailers had asked Randy to present the Fan Favorite Award, and we were both excited. We were trying to pick who the fan favorite was going to be, and we both guessed right. But as he was walking off the ice after he presented the award, they presented him with Fan of the Year, and the place was sold out. The entire arena stood up and was cheering and clapping. I was crying, and that was just something that will always stick with me.
When those guys go, as they invariably will, sometime, will you still be able to keep those special memories?
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the guys from last year didn't come back. Actually, the only guy that came back was Zach, and so that was hard over the summer, thinking that all those guys that we spent so much time with and built so many relationships wouldn't be here anymore. But now that Zach's back, I think we'll stay friends, and it's lifelong friendships. So I'll always be able to keep in touch with them, but they'll always hold a special place in my heart.
Just a couple of months after Randy died last year, the Nailers' season ended without a playoff appearance. This year, though, Wheeling has returned to the postseason. No doubt there will be at least a few folks in attendance at the West Banco Arena feeling Randy's presence when the Nailers take to the ice for their first home playoff game against South Carolina on Wednesday, April 23rd. A first-time promotion brings smiles to people's faces. That's straight ahead on ECHL Week.
Years of great moments. More than 500 players graduated to the NHL. Don't miss the next time hockey history is made. Watch all ECHL games on AmericaOneSports.com. Live or on demand. At home or on your mobile device, log in at AmericaOneSports.com to check out your favorite team. The official broadband broadcast of ECHL is AmericaOneSports.com.
The Bakersfield Condors are well known for their successful teddy bear toss, when, during a designated game, fans throw stuffed toys on the ice, which are later donated to worthy organizations. So for the final game of the ECHL season, the Condors tried something in a similar vein. The name of the promotion? Undie Sunday.
High center point Bowman, top of the left dot connected, fake the slapper, looking, backdoor feed, Broda missed the net, third slide of the cage, left shot save, rebound loose, connected, right side Broda, shoots and scores!
When Joel Broda scored a power play goal with 62 seconds left in the game against Las Vegas, thousands of packages of assorted underwear soared from the seating area onto the ice. Nearly 6,000 clothing items were collected, including almost 1,100 pair of socks, nearly 2,800 pair of underwear, 55 bras, and more than 1,700 diapers. All the items are being donated to the Mission at Kern County and the Kern County Network for Children. Despite the Condors' loss that night, many folks in the San Joaquin Valley are seeing this game as a big victory. Playoff time is here. Make sure to join us starting next week for the best ECHL postseason coverage right through to the awarding of the Kelly Cup. And don't forget to stay connected through Twitter and Facebook so you can keep track of how the playoffs are progressing. Until next time, make it a good week. Make it an ECHL week.